The internet runs on servers. They've become less relevant over the last decade or so with the mass adoption of cloud computing, but they're still there and aren't going anywhere no matter how much the serverless computing people want you to believe they're a thing of the past. There's all kinds of servers, like this one, or this one, or if you know what a home lab is, maybe even this one. But we're here to talk about this one. This is a first-generation HP DL140 from 2003, a fairly unexciting server even when it was new. HP's DL100 series were targeted at small and medium businesses and were less powerful and had less redundancy than their cousins in the HP DL300 and DL500 lines. The DL140 is a two-socket system that supports a number of Intel Prestonia CPUs manufactured with the 130nm process. This one has two single-core 2.4 GHz processors, the lowest two-socket configuration offered by HP on this model. It will support up to 4 GB of memory, but this one only has 2, and only one of those is original to the system. During its life, it was either upgraded or one stick of memory failed outside of the warranty period, because one of them has an IBM sticker. If you're familiar with servers of the era, it was common that they used SCSI drives running off of a RAID controller, but this one only has an IDE drive directly connected to the IDE controller. And that's it. That's all there is to say about the hardware. Thanks for watching. Wait, but what makes it worthy of a video? That can't be it, right? It's not. The label that I've carefully hidden under this yellow sticker is the only thing that makes this server interesting, and if it weren't for that label, I would have thrown this server away years ago. Zelazny.freenode.net. In case you're unfamiliar with what Freenode is, it was one of the largest internet relay chat networks in the world until its collapse in May of 2021. It started in the mid-1990s as a support channel called LinPeople for this shiny new and cool thing called Linux, before eventually becoming its own IRC network called the Open Projects Network. By 2002, it had been renamed Freenode. In May of 2021, Freenode was the largest IRC network in the world with nearly 80,000 daily active users, nearly 3 times as many as IRCnet, the second largest. And on May 19th, a businessman named Andrew Lee performed a hostile takeover of Freenode, and almost everyone, including the staff, bailed overnight. In the weeks before the collapse, the Freenode network operated 22 different servers according to netsplit.de. Going back in time again, on October 6, 2003, Oregon State University launched the Oregon State University Open Source Lab to help support the open source software community. This server was made at around the right time that it was likely one of the first servers to be hosted at the Open Source Lab and to be the Zelazny that entered service for Freenode in 2003. From there, this server's life was likely uneventful until it was decommissioned in May of 2013. At that point in time, it would have been around 10 years old, but I don't think that was the reason that it was decommissioned. See, up until that point, Oregon State had hosted 2 servers for Freenode, plus a secret third one: Zelazny, Niven, and Kurtz. On May 14, 2013, the Freenode staff published a blog post titled The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, in which they reveal that some of their hosting sponsors have decided to discontinue service following days of network disruption caused by denial of service attacks. Freenode did not name any of the sponsors who backed out, but following the decommissioning of Zelazny and Niven around the same time as the blog post was published, there were no future Freenode servers ever hosted at Oregon State University, which leads me to believe that they were one of the dropped sponsors. Now you may be wondering, wait, how did Alex get it? Back in 2018, I attended a surplus sale at Oregon State University, in which I purchased a pallet of servers, of which this was included. It was one of only 2 servers that I did not immediately dispose of. So what's next for Zelazny? Good question. I don't know.